It's time to start, and the Go Hawks have taken the field first. Here's what they look like defensively from left to right in the outfield. It's still in Stockdale in left, Ethan Hennings in center, Aiden Hopert in right. Around the horn, it's Jacob Lord at third, Carson Graven at short, Sam Rose at second, Corbin Dewey is at first, and the battery has Abram Rage behind the dish. And your starting pitcher is left-hander senior Chance Keys, got 11.2 innings pitched. Opponent's bat 196 against him. His ERA is 6. He did not have a great start against the West Delaware Hawks. He struck out 23, has walked 10. He's better than all of those stats. There's no doubt in my mind about that, but obviously you got to make it happen in the ball game. The Go Hawks as a team, they bat 332. New Hampton bats 248. But the Chickasaws are a team that, the stats might not always look that sexy, but they're a team that gets it done, and they are well coached, and leading things off for them is Drake Wemark. He bats 342 on the year. He's a right-hander.
For the Chickasaws, number 14, Drake Wemark.
Drake Wemark is right-hander with pants all the way down to those red spikes, the red Nike spikes with a white swoosh down the side. Chance Key, the lefty on the mound, hides his face behind his glove as he goes into the windup to begin the contest. The pitch, outside, ball one called at exactly 5 o'clock. That is scheduling right there. You say you're going to start at 5, you start at exactly 5 o'clock on the button as Key starts behind in the count. Chance Key delivers the next pitch. Inside corner at the knees, strike one called by our home plate umpire, who snaps his finger to his right. More fans starting to come in slowly again. It's always tough to get there for that first pitch of the 5 o'clock game, but it's a doubleheader. I'm sure the stands will be much more full by the time we get to game 2. Ball hit on the ground, second base side, moving towards the second base bag, and then throwing to first is Rose. The ball's dropped by Dewey. An error to start the contest, and Coach talked about playing error-free baseball, and that's not what happened there. I don't know what happened. As Rose went over to the second base bag, he got to it in plenty of time, threw to first, and Dewey just didn't squeeze it as he put in the long stretch. So, man reaches on error to begin things here. New Hampton's got a base runner with Mason Lane up to bat. Mason Lane, a senior, batting 296. He's also a righty. Runner at first with a moderate lead. Bunt shown, pulled back. And that is ball one. Ball was kind of fumbled by Abram Rage. Go Hawks with those new gold caps with a swinging, the batting Go Hawk on the front of it. Black bills. I like the logo. I've got an all-black one with the same logo on the front that I got last year. Throw to first base. Runner's back in time. But Drake Wemark does not look comfortable over there. I was telling Coach B.J. Hermson before I came up here to do the game that I was surprised that West Delaware did not look uncomfortable against Chance Key at first base. Most teams look utterly confused when he's on the mound, and they're at first. Pitch high, ball 2. Bunt was shown again by Mason Lane, but Chansky was nowhere near the strike zone, and Lane doesn't mind a walk. He's trying to move the runner over to second. A lot of small ball will be played by Coach Corey McDonald teams. So 2-0 count, runner on at first base. He got there on an error. Key sets, waits, now fires. Outside, ball 3. Not a good at-bat, though, so far for Key in this battle. Not letting the guy sacrifice himself. He's got a pipe one here. By the way, if you're looking through stats, you see ROE in the stat line. That's reached on air. I did not know what that meant for a while. I was trying to figure out what it means. Runs on air. It's reached on air. If you see that in the quick stats, or the Varsity Bound, or I guess now just the Bound app, ROE is reached on air. The flag hanging limp in center field. The 3-0 count to Mason Lane with nobody out and a runner at first in the top of inning number 1 in this big conference doubleheader. Pitch outside, 4 straight balls. And runners now first and second with Cale Myers up to bat. Myers bats a team best .393 with the team best .614 on base percentage, and he is one of the team's 3 home runs. He is a southpaw. 340 down the line, 360 to the power alleys, 380 to straightaway center field here at the expansive Hurdle Field. Now Ray sitting up here in the press box. Straight back behind home plate. Beautiful place to watch a ball game. Chance Keeble not looking his best so far. Although he should have gotten out on the leadoff man. One showing pulled back. Oh, high. He keeps doing that. Guys are trying to bunt, and he keeps skying them out of the zone. I mean, you don't want to make it easier for them to bunt, but Lane was trying to bunt, and then he just walked to first. There are things worse than allowing a team to advance a runner on a bunt. That is for sure. Runners at first and second, nobody out. 1-0 finds the zone as it peppers the outside corner for strike one. Myers pulled the bunt back. It was a strike, though, anyway. Go Hawks. In a little bit of a trouble here beginning this ball game. It's a 2-game affair. He sets. Clapping at second is Craven. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike 2. Well, there you go. This is a good approach. Now throwing strikes right on the corner that they're pulling back on and getting strikes called. Well, the bunt's being shown. Now you got to beat him. Against the lefty, look for him to go for that slurve on the inside. Waiting for the pitch. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him with a bender. There's the important first out. Now a double play could end the inning as Braden McShane comes up, the sophomore, batting .308. He also has a home run on the year. A lot shorter porch in New Hampton. Our game today brought to you in part by Rolling Ford, Cedar Valley E&T Clinics, Waverly Health Center, Dillip Oil Company, Waverly Tire Company, and St. Paul's Lutheran Church and School. So runners at first and second. Graven holding the runner on at second from his shortstop position. Pitch outside, Rage tries to frame it. The umpire did not buy that. Coach Newell signals from the dugout to Rage, who will give the sign now to his pitcher, Chance Key, who goes from the stretch. Middle infielder still smacking their gloves, trying to keep the runner close at second as the pitch misses low and away. 2-0 now the count to McShane, the cleanup hitter for the New Hampton Chickasaws. 2-0 count. Runner at first. Double play is in order. He sets just above the belt line. They're dancing around at second base, holding the runner. Pitch inside, flared up over the second baseman's head. Leaping, but can't make the catch is Sam Rose, and everybody's going to move one spot. Rose was that close. He leapt up to the slow, arching line drive, but couldn't make the grab. Good effort by Sam Rose. It just got over his head and into the grass, and then once he missed it, he went and made sure that the runners did not get any more. So bases are loaded. With one out, and Gannon Shackleton up the bat. Shackleton, that's .289, but he leads the team with 13 RBIs. He's got one triple, that leads the team, and one home run as well. So he's got some pop. Chickasaws surrounding the Go-Hawks on the base paths. He breaking ball way outside. It's not finding the zone. He's been fuzzy with his command here early on. That's been the biggest difference in this inning. Fully expecting to walk in sometimes, but he's going to do it before it's too late. No score on the board yet, though. The delivery. Ball thrown up and out of play over the New Hampton dugout on the first base side. Between the dugout and the drive run. We'll stay drive, one of them on the count. Kephart in the left field. Right field line for that 2015 state championship banner is right down the left field line, right next to Powell. Beyond the morning track. Let's see what they got there. Number 3. That run by the Go-Hawks. 1-1. Right at the knees, but a little bit here for Chance D. He freezes, throws, strikes down, Bremer Avenue, strike one. And that way here with the Gateway Country game, 96.3 Waverly Shock hosting New Hampton. That can actually get kicked off on Monday in Chickasaw County. Breaking pitch to hot behind the back door. Now even with T, 1-1. And not a horrible pitch. He's finding his spots better here in the last two at-bats. Sunshine all over the field. The Hawks looking sunshine with results. Check play did not go. Count 2-1. Mahadi leaned in like he was going to swing and then held off. He's got the black strip socks with red, white, and black horizontal stripes. And spikes on. Chance B, he's throwing his socks as well as he throws to first base. Runner is just barely back safe. Shackleton barely made it in there. Dewey applied a nice tag. And that's about as close as it gets. I think he was safe. But Shackleton's taking a tiny lead and still barely getting back to that catch game. He's moved to first is one more out though for Hawks to get out of this half inning. Pitch. Beautifully done. Painting the outside corner, 2-2. It's Sherwood Williams on that pitch. So a 2-2 count. Runners at first and third. New Hampton already up 1-0. Runners taking off. They're going to do that manufactured pickle play. They throw it to second base. Second base going to run him back. They'll throw home, and he's safe. Pro Hawks have done that to so many teams, and now New Hampton goes and does it. The throw home does not get there. Shackleton goes to second on the wild throw home. And they did it right. You got to put the Sam Rose in the end. Run back to first with his eyes on home, and when the runner picks up the throw, his throw just wasn't on line. That's why that play is so tough. Very few high school teams defend that right. And even when you defend it right, you got to make a good throw. And New Hampton is on the board with another run, 2-0. The Go Hawks have been doing that for years to teams, and they've done it in now a couple times. One time, the Go Hawks came out on the plus side of it, and that time they didn't. Pitch is high, full count now. Full count. Runner at second base. Top of the first, Go Hawks down 2-0. He freezes, fires. Ball hit into center field. Ethan Hennings going back further than he thought he had to, and makes the grab in right center field for out number 3. 2-run score. Chickasaw's lead as we go to the bottom of the first. Go Hawks will bat right after this on the K-Way Sports Network.
Go from mailbox to inbox with paperless billing. Now's the time to switch to Waverly Utilities paperless billing, which means you'll receive your statements via email rather than the snail mail. With Waverly Utilities paperless billing, you'll have one less bill in your mailbox each month and less clutter on your kitchen counter. Plus, you'll help them use less paper and save some trees. Call Waverly Utilities today to switch to paperless billing.
Making life better, making life easy. Waverly Utilities.
For over 155 years, First National Bank has served our communities with commitment and dedication of providing quality financial services. Hi, this is Steve Williamson with First Bank. While our name has changed from First National Bank to First Bank, everything else is the same. We're the same us with just a new name. You will see the same friendly, dedicated staff when you visit any of our locations, and we will be offering the same great products and services to fit your financial needs. At First Bank, we are excited for the future and look forward to serving you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. New Hampton leads Waverly Shellrock 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here's what the Chickasaws look like defensively from left to right in the outfield. Peyton Anderson in left, Brandon McShane in center, Aiden Robertson in right. Around the horn, Drake Wemark at third, Gannon Shackleton at short, Ty Robinson at second, Mason Lane at first. The battery has Kalen Bahati behind the dish, and the pitcher is left-handed sophomore Cale Myers. He's thrown 11.2 innings. His ERA is 1.20, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and opponents bat 122 against him. Suffice it to say, those are some very good-looking stats. And the Go Hawks need to respond after giving up a couple runs in the top of the first, and they'll be led off by Carson Graven, Dylan Stockdale, and Chance Key in this inning. Carson Graven batting .378 on the year with 1 home run, 1 triple. Both of those are tied for the lead on the Go Hawks as far as the home runs and triples are concerned. He blasted one against Crestwood the other night. First pitch, curveball loops in for a strike. That's a big looping curveball to Carson Graven as he takes on that first delivery. Here's the 0-1. Next pitch, high and away, 1-1. 1-1 the count. Carson Graven getting a couple looks there. He's not had to use that black bat. Now he swings, flies it into center field. McShane goes a little bit to his left and makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 out now on the inning. 1 out in the inning, nobody on as Dylan Stockdale comes up to bat. The junior's batting a cool .457 with a .558 on base percentage. Both of those, of course, very, very nice numbers. 1 out, nobody aboard. Go Hawks trail 2-0 here in the bottom of inning number 1. Stockdale watches one outside. Our game brought to you in part by Janesville Lumber Company, Butler Bremery Communications, New Hampton Red Power, First Bank of Waverly Plainfield, Cedar Falls, First Maxfield Mutual Insurance, People's Insurance, Fidelity Bank and Trust, and the Scoop Feed and Supplies. The next pitch is way inside, and it's 2-0 to Dylan Stockdale. Stockdale got to wait for Myers to come out, and Myers kind of a different looking delivery, but the ball snaps in there nicely. Big looping curve, strike 1. That curve has a lot of 12-6 action. I've not seen it bite from the middle down to the floor, but it goes from out of the zone to into the zone. Next pitch, similar spot, catches the corner, in fact, 2-2 the count. It's a pretty pitch. Go Hawk fans aren't sure about it, but I thought it was a wonderful looking pitch. That's a really tough one. You got to sit on that curve. Pitch low. I think rather than sitting fastball against Myers, I'm sitting curveball, keeping my weight back, and then hitting it hard, because I don't think he prefers the fastball. I think the curveball so far is his go-to. Payoff pitch, ball flared off the handle to second base and caught by Ty Robinson for out number 2. That brings up Chance Key.
After out number 2, that brings
Chance Key
for the Go Hawks.
batting a team best .515 with a team best .619 on base percentage. He's got 14 RBIs. He's tied for the team lead in home runs with 1 and second on the team with 5 doubles. 2 outs, nobody on, though. Pitch right down the middle, looked at by Key, strike 1. Well, as much noise as the Chickasaws made in the first inning, the Go Hawks aren't making any noise. Obviously, they've had balls put into play. And there's a ball hit straight up the middle. That's a single by Key. Right up the middle, that baseball went right back where it came from. That brings up Corbin Dewey. Dewey batting .486 with 13 RBIs at second on the team, 6 doubles. That leads the team, and he's tied with Graven and Key with the 1 home run on the year, which he hit at West Delaware. So runner on at first. Go Hawks trail 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Dewey, a right-hander with black batting gloves, a black compression sleeve on his right arm, and a black bat. Watches one outside. Ball gets away from the catcher just a little bit, and Key's courtesy runner takes off to second base. So a 1-0, and the Go Hawks get Lance Myers, the junior, over to second base. So a score in position. Myers has speed. Pitch down the middle, popped up, out of play on the first base side, just over the dugout. In fact, it lands on top of the dugout. Count even 1-1. Count is even at 1-1 between Dewey and Myers. One swing in the bat could change this game here early on. Dewey strides back into the right-handed batter's box. 2 outs, runner at second base. Pitch inside, just misses Dewey. Count now 2-1. Ball goes over the pitcher's head, but not far enough for Myers to go anywhere, as Ty Robinson was right there to back him up. Runner at second with a small lead. Pitch fouled against the screen, straight back 2-2 now to Dewey. So a 2-2 count. One strike gets New Hampton out of the inning unblemished. One swing of the bat, though, could change this game completely. Waiting for Corbin Dewey to get the 2-2 offering. Ball hit on the ground, shortstop side. Fielded by Shackleton for the first. It's in time. And the Go Hawks get a hit, strand one, score none. We go to the second inning, 2-0. New Hampton with the lead on the K-Way Sports Network.
Complicated enough. Why not simplify it? Hi, I'm Andrew Taylor with the Denver Insurance Agency. Our multi-policy discounts offer great ways to get lower rates for each policy, and it's a perfect way to make sure our customers get our best deals. Call today. Let's talk savings when we bundle your farm, home, and auto insurance. We're Denver Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual Insurance provider. Call today. 984-6151. We're committed to making sure our customers get our best deals.
Show your hometown pride and give back to area booster clubs by ordering a MyPick School Mascot debit card from Fidelity Bank and Trust. Visit bankfidelity.bank to get yours today. Each quarter, we'll donate to the school's booster club, totaling $5 per card ordered. Don't see your school card? Contact us to learn how to get added. Fidelity Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Nothing New Hampton with the lead as the Go Hawks are back in the field. The Go Hawks got a base runner, got a hit, couldn't do anything with it. New Hampton, meanwhile, they got a hit and were able to turn it into 2 runs because of walks and errors. Now, walks and errors will always do you in. I got to say, thank you very much. My little girl and little boy are here watching the game. All of a sudden, my daughter says, I have to go pee. And I'm thinking, well, I can't help you. But we got some good fans that are helping out. Daddy's tethered to a headset here. I can't go that far. I got my leash on. Swing and a miss. Strike one on a breaking ball to Ty Robinson. As Robinson's leading off this inning in the 7 spot. Robinson on the air, batting just 120. He's a right-hander. Pitch way inside. Look out. Robinson gets out of the way as he bends his belt line back. 1-1 count. The leadoff man, the 7-hitter. 7-8-9 here. Let's see if Chance Key can do what he does and just retire this portion of the Chickasaw lineup and get his team back to the bats in this big doubleheader. Pitch way inside. He just has not had consistency on his deliveries. Not sure where and why he's missing half the time, but there are just some times when he doesn't look like himself. That said, he can snake bite you in a hurry, so Chickasaws can't get comfortable. Pitch outside, framed, but 3-1. 3-1 count. Ty Robinson waiting for the Chance Key left-handed delivery. Lefty versus righty. Here's the big pitch. Strike call in the outside corner. Robinson was walking down to first base. That may have been a ball whipped outside. That said, Ty Robinson might not get the benefit of the doubt after walking down the first base line when the umpire is signaling strike behind him. The count is full. Chance Key with a chance to get out of this at bat. It's a curveball left north of the letters. Now there's ball 4, and Robinson can take his base. That brings up Peyton Anderson, a junior, batting 111. But you had a guy batting 120, lead off and get on. No offense to him, but the Go Hawks have got to do a better job against the kids they're supposed to do a good job against. You know, the ones statistically you're supposed to dominate. Chance Key, as your ace, has got to find a way to dominate, especially the bottom half of the lineup. Bunt shown, pulled back, popped up now in the air. Diving play by Dewey, just drops in front of him as he dove toward home plate to make that grab. It's 0-1 to Peyton Anderson, who gets, again, that's just 111. Our game brought to you in part by Dale Howard Auto Center, Wooden Foot Saloon, CUSB Bank, Dirty Dog American Bar and Grill, Waverly Family Dentistry, and Waverly Utilities. 0-1 count with a runner at first base. For the second inning in a row, the Chickasaws have gotten the leadoff man aboard. Last time it equaled runs. Let's see what happens here in inning 2. They lead 2-0. Bunt shown, popped up in the air. Key makes the catch, looks to throw to first, but nobody's back yet as Dewey was charging. Rose wasn't over there yet, and that's an out. F1 in your scorebook, and there's nothing worse as a bunter than watching that ball pop in the air, and it happened twice to Anderson. That brings up Aiden Robertson, who got 208. A couple guys below the Mendoza line. He's just above the Mendoza line. Double play is in order with one out man at first base. The 9-hitter batting is a right-hander. Bunt shown. Missed. Was it foul? It's fouled down. It fouled down and then popped up and caught by Rage. So the runner has to go back to first. Couldn't tell if he tipped it or not because I couldn't hear the sound off the bat from up here in the press box. Again, I'm thankful for the fan that took my little girl to the restroom. It was nice. You know, the family atmosphere of baseball, it's one thing I really love about it. It's always been that way. Punch shown, popped up in the air. He did it again, caught by Key. Back-to-back F1s on bunted balls. Bad execution by New Hampton. A team that bunts and practices bunting a lot, I'm sure. That brings up Drake Wemark, who reached on an error last time up and ended up scoring. So 2 bad bunts in a row. The runner's stuck at first base, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ty Robinson gets thrown out on the base pass by Chance Key with the way things have gone, with the odd outs. Runner takes off to second. Rage throws down that way. Bang, bang play. He's safe. The tag came on his butt cheek as he'd already slid face first to the bag. Not a bad throw, but he does get there. Strike called to Wemark. So after trying to bunt him this second, he just goes and takes it himself. Rage had a pretty good throw. If it's a little more second base side, they probably get him. A little more at the bag, I should say, with second base side. Pitch low. 1-0 now. 1-1 now, the count. So a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Runner at second base. Key sets. We'll give a look at the runner at second. Shortstop and second baseman clapping their gloves. Here's the pitch. Grounded first base side. Dewey takes the funny hopper, pulls it out of his own belly, and then runs it to first base for the third out. 1 stranded, none scored. Go Hawks trail 2-0 as they'll be batting next on the K-Way Sports Network.
Insurance is a contract to protect what you value most, whether it's your auto, home, business, health, or even your life. When it comes to protecting all your assets, give People's Insurance Agency a call. People's Insurance Agency's main office has been located in Waverly for 8 years. It is your family-owned, local, independent agency of neighbors helping neighbors in the surrounding area for the past 45 years. If you're looking for a quote with competitive rates or just have an insurance question, visit People's Insurance Agency in Waverly or call 352-6327 to talk with one of their friendly, knowledgeable insurance specialists. People's Insurance Agency. They strive for excellence in all they do.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Christy DeMuth, agent. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps.
Welcome back. 2-0 Chickasaws with the lead as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Abram Rage, Sam Rose, and Nolan Foster are the minimum that will bat for the Go Hawks. Rage batting .240 on the year. He's been batting in the sixth spot, but he moves up a spot. See if that helps him see some different pitches. Sometimes different spots in the lineup see different pitches, and as a coach, you try to get your guy in the right place to succeed and get your team, most importantly, in the right spot to succeed. Cale Myers delivers inside the Rage as the catcher backs out of the way. The Go Hawk catcher, that is. So Abram Rage leading things off for the Go Hawks. We're down 2-0. Pitch inside, and what a good job by the Go Hawks to respond after giving up 2 in the first, letting the leadoff man get on the second, and then they get themselves out of a jam. And Hampton helped them out a lot with 2 bad bunts. Pitch outside, ball 3. By the way, I also want to welcome the fans from New Hampton listening tonight. See, they're not getting their radio coverage this evening. I'm sure the guys have a softball game. Pitch high, 4-pitch walk for Abram Rage. That'll bring up Sam Rose, who bats .226 on the year, but is third on the team with 11 RBIs. So he doesn't always have the best hitting nights, but he has timely hits. Duke Landers comes in to run at first base for the Go Hawks. Opening out Sam Rose up the back for the Go Hawks here. Third base is in. Newmark ready for that first base. And holding, so Lane holding the runner at first. And a lefty on the mound. Not really seen Myers move to first. Pitch high. Rose leads to low. 5 balls in a row. Do not swing if you're Sam Rose until you see something better. Hold on. Here comes home right down the middle. 1-1 now to Sam Rose. Now you go to your bats. Now see what you can get yourself here. Flag's not moving at all. Pitch high inside, ball 2. There's 5 gold pennants on either side of Old Glory, who hangs in center field on the pole. Mix of cloud and blue over our head on this beautiful evening. Pitch outside, 3-1. So a 4-pitch walk to Rage, and now a 3-1 count to Sam Rose. Rose will swing if he sees something he likes. Runner at first still being held on. Here's the delivery. Ball 4 way high. Back-to-back walks. And that brings up Nolan Foster, the freshman, batting .300 on the year. He's 3 for 10. That's the easiest math you can do as Coach McDonald comes out to visit. Our game today brought to you in part by Dale Howard Auto Center, Wooden Foot Saloon, CUSB Bank, Dirty Dog American Bar and Grill, Waverly Family Dentistry, Waverly Utilities, Denver Insurance Agency, Jerry Rolling Motors, American Family Insurance, Christie DeMuth Agency, Inc., Johnson Financial Services, Dale Service, Folkers Financial Solutions, and Waverly Box and Pallets. Coach McDonald most likely will not be removing his pitcher from this game, but he's not afraid to make a visit to the mound after back-to-back walks. He brings the entire infield in, the outfield just standing in their own spots. And Coach Mack goes back to the dugout. Of course, Coach Mack used to be a coach here at Waverly Shell Rock before going north to New Hampton. Foster, the DH, hitting for a Hofer, who's playing right field for the Go Hawks in game number 1. And runners at first and second. First baseman's in, looking for a bunt. The strike on the outside corner called. The Foster on a breaking pitch. Stands filling up more as this game moves along. Next pitch, fouled straight down and then off Foster. 0-2, excuse me, my mistake. New Hampton relaxes the infield as they no longer worry about a bunt with an 0-2 count. Pitch outside to Foster. Fahadi trying to frame that one like a strike, but it's not. and the umpire knows that. See a number of the girls from the Waverly Sharks soccer team made it here tonight. As pitch is high. Soccer team finished in second place at state. They went to the state finals 4 times in a row. I would say 4 years in a row, but darn COVID knocked out the 2020 season. Go Hawks finished state runners up for the 5th time in school history. All pulled, foul towards Mr. Woodley with his camera on the third base side. It's 2-2. Go Hawk throws on a helmet and goes get that. That's Lance Myers. Runner at first and second, nobody out. 2-2 count to the freshman Foster, and the pitch is high to Nolan. The count runs full. The third guy in a row has gotten to at least a 3-ball count. The first 2 were issued base on balls. See what happens here. There's another walk. I don't know if New Hampton can keep him out there. All 4 bases loaded after back-to-back-to-back walks. Coach McDonald asking his catcher, how far out was that? Getting the answer he likes. Jacob Lord now up to bat. Lord batting 125, and he should be extremely cautious here. He should not be a free swinger. That being said, every young man dreams of getting up with the bases loaded and doing something big time with it. Pitch outside. Bahati trying to really frame the pitch. Sometimes if you frame it too much, the umpire stops believing you. Sometimes it's best to leave some of those way outside, and then when they're closer, tug it in a bit more. That way you start to, get the umpire to buy what you're selling. The pitch is high, 2-0. You can cry wolf a little bit if you frame everything to the extreme. Some fans sitting beyond the left field and right field fences watching this great ball game. Pitch high, another ball, 3-0 count. Jacob Lord should not even think about swinging. He might put some rubber cement between the bat and his shoulder just to make sure he doesn't do it accidentally. Bases full of Go Hawks nesting. Ball 4. 4 straight walks, and the Go Hawks have their first run of the game. As the courtesy runner, Jude Landers, comes home to score. The Go Hawks are now within 1.
For the Go Hawks, number 8.
And it ain't pretty baseball right now, but Ethan Hennings up to bat. Hennings batting .233 on the season. He's a righty. And again, do not swing. Don't swing till you see at least 1 strike. Pitch outside, ball. No action in the New Hampton bullpen. I'm not sure why you don't have anybody warming up at this juncture, because right now, Cale Myers' balls are allergic to the strike zone. Pitch outside, corner called, strike, 1-1. See if you can get over that strike allergy. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Curveball finds the zone, and now Hennings has got to be a hitter. Got to be aggressive. Choke up on the bat a little bit, put it in play. Do anything but hit into a double play. But even that would score a run very likely. Ball popped up, first base side. First baseman bumps into the runner, Lord, and now finds it and catches it. That's Mason Lane. And the first out of the inning is Ethan Hennings. That brings up Carson Graven, who flew out to center field his last time up. If he flies out there again, that would score a run, as there's fewer than 2 outs and runners at each base. This ball finds the outfield grass, though. Look for a little bingo. The Go Hawks will be running. They've got a lot of speed on the bags. First pitch fouled away toward the concession stand. 0-1 the count. Engraven hit a home run at Crestwood. He hit it a mile last time he got a chance to call his game in Game 1 of that doubleheader against the Cadets. Next pitch, sprayed foul. First base side out of play. Count 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Carson Graven behind the count after everybody got ahead until he got to the 9 spot. Ball hit, stroked into center field. This one's going to drop. There's going to be a throw home. It'll be close. He's safe sliding in, Rose. The throw now to home, gets away, and everybody moves up one more. So 2-run score on that is Rose comes home. Foster comes home as well on that throw, and then Lord goes all the way to third, and Graven gets second base after hitting a single, and the Go Hawks lead 3-2 after coming into this inning down 2. They're now up 1 with 1 out, and Dylan Stockdale up to bat. He flared one to second base his first time up. Pitch hits the knees, strike 1, even though the catcher dropped the ball. Runners at second and third, so a single would very likely score 2. Runners will not be taking off, though, on the sound of the bat because it's just 1 out of the frame. Pitch outside, 1-1. Stockdale, the 7th batter of the inning for Coach B.J. Hermson's team. The righty waiting. Sees one he likes, hits it up the middle. That's a single. Humpback line drive, scores 1. Here comes the throw to home. Safe sliding is Graven. A 2-run single by Stockdale, who now stands at second base. And the Go Hawks have some Folkers Financial Services insurance runs. Help your family insure their future by calling Folkers Financial Service. So a nice single by Stockdale as he stroked a humpback line drive on the second base side of the second base bag. That brings up Chance Key, who had a single his last time up. He'd love to trade places with Corbin Dewey. Dewey just traded places with Carson Graven. Still just 1 out in the inning. Pitch low and inside. Strike 1 called. Runner at second, not being held on. Ball hit high in the air to center field. Going back is McShane. Stockdale should tag. The hit was deep. Would have been out at Michelson Park in New Hampton, but it's an out here at Hurdle. Stockdale tagged up at second, went back to the bag, and then came to third. Chance Key's out number 2, but Corbin Dewey, the 9th batter of the inning, can still get another RBI as Stockdale's 90 feet away. In fact, a pass ball could score a run here as well. Wild pitch. A lot of ways to score if you're the Go Hawks. 5-2, Go Hawks with the lead here in inning number 2. Swing and a miss. Oh, he pulled the string on that one, and Dewey was a day and a half ahead of it. Good pitch by Cale Myers, who I still think the curveball is his best pitch. Another curveball, and that one just misses high. Good call by the umpire because it gets to the catcher's mitt in the zone, but it did not cross the plate in the zone. 2 outs, runner at third base will be taking off on the sound of the bat. Swing and a miss again as Dewey mistimes it. Dewey grounded out to shortstop his last time up. The outfield is playing really deep. It'd be easy to find the grass in front of any one of these guys. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drop third, strike the throw to first in time. And the inning is over, but not before the Go Hawks put up a big crooked number. They lead 5-2. We go to the third after this on the K-Way Sports Network.
If you want the right car and you want it simple, there's no pressure, we just here to please ya. Jerry Rolling Motors is right for you.
40 years of sales, 40 years of service, 40 years of commitment. Hi, I'm Craig Emerson, General Manager, and I'm Caleb Admire, Sales Manager. And we're here to celebrate 40 years of being in business.
We would like to thank our community, employees, and our loyal customers for the opportunity to serve all of your needs over the past 40 years.
Here at Jerry Rolling, we're proud to call Waverly home. Our success is a result of this great community standing with us over the past 40 years.
As we navigate the future, one thing is certain. We look forward to providing exceptional sales, service, and support to our community and customers alike. That is our commitment to you.
From all of us at Jerry Rolling, thank you.
Jerry Rolling Motors, right for you. Jerry Rolling Motors, right for you.
Go-Hawks come back and get 5 in the second. They make 5-2 as we go to the top of the third inning. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due for New Hampton against Go-Hawk ace Chance Key. Mason Lane had a walk and scored a run back in inning number 1 for the Chickasaws. He's a right-hander. A long swing that he has. Pitch right at the knee, strike 1. And I asked Coach Ernson to tell me about Chance Key. And here's what he had to say after this pitch. We'll get to it. Key winds, kicks, fires, and it's in the turf, 1-1.
Chance Key on the mound tonight. What does he throw?
He's got a fastball, kind of a slurve, and then a changeup. When he's really on, the fastball and his curveball are really working together, and so hopefully we can get him in a rhythm early on, and then he can kind of get in the comfort zone, and we can go from there.
Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Mason Lane as coach was talking. Key gets ahead in the count, 1-2, and he did not get in rhythm early. The last inning, he looked good after the leadoff walk. He looked really good inning things with 3 straight outs. Ground ball, second base side, takes a bounce, head high to Rose. He'll throw to first, and Dewey squeezes it. And that's 1 up, 1 down on a 4-3. That brings up Cale Myers, who was a strikeout victim, the only strikeout victim for New Hampton so far in this game. 5-2, Go Hawks lead. 1 out, nobody on here in the third. The top of the third, I should say. Lane, the lefty, waiting for the delivery from Chance Key while holding onto his red bat. Pitch sweeps across the zone and hits the corner for strike 1. Getting a great crowd here tonight. Nice night for a ball game. Pitch inside, just misses the plate. Meyer got out of the way of that, and it really wasn't that bad of a pitch. Meyer with a slightly open left-handed stance. Go-Hawk infield playing him to pull just a little bit. Shortstop hugging toward the second base side. Ball slapped foul straight down. Count now 1-2. Myers again struck out last time. Let's see if Chance Key can make him a victim again. Key strides back on top of the hill. Gets the sign from Rage, who squats way down in his catcher stance. Ground balls, shortstop, Craven vacuums it up, throws to first, and now there's 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Braden McShane, who got New Hampton's only hit, a single back in the first. 2 outs, nobody on.
Number 24, Braden McShane.
Game moving at a pretty good pace right now, defensively for the Go-Hawks. He catches, throws, and the guys behind him are making plays. Both middle infielders have an assist. Rage down on the splits, watches one high as he makes the catch. Rage gets down in positions that you used to never see guys do. Now you see more guys with legs on the ground, kind of sprawled out in different ways. Just a squat. Takes his right leg to the side. Swing and a miss on a slurve, 1-1. Ooh, that was nasty. That one spun. Like to know the spin rate on that one. Mostly cloudy skies overhead, but still a lot of blue as well. Here's the 1-1. Pitch finds the back door just at the edge of the back door. Got in the screen door for strike 2. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Chance Key can end the inning with one more good pitch. Here he goes from the windup. He kicks. He fires outside. Count 2-2. And Mason Lane grounded out to second. Cale Myers grounded out to short. So I got the first 2 batters out. Let's see if Chance Key can have his first perfect inning in this Northeast Iowa Conference ball game. He can ring him up, sir, right down the middle. A called strike 3. 5-2, Go Hawks lead. We'll be back with our Meet the Go Hawk after this on the K-Way Sports Network.
The Wooden Foot Saloon in Waverly is the place to watch the big game. Enjoy daily drink specials and unique snacks that will be the perfect pairing for watching the big game or just partying with friends. You can also join the Mug Club and get discounted drinks every time you visit. They also have darts, pool, and other fun bar games so you can have your own competition at halftime. No matter who you root for, stop into the Wooden Foot Saloon in Waverly where every game is a party.
5-2, the Go Hawks lead here in the middle of the third inning. Time for Meet the Go Hawks. Today, let's meet Carson Resnicek. He's a junior. His parents are David and Carla Resnicek. His favorite baseball memory was catching bullpens at Duane Banks Field at the state tournament last year. His favorite sport other than baseball is football. He's a pretty good player. Favorite team, the Milwaukee Brewers, but I won't hold that against him. His hero, his parents. And his future plans are to attend a 4-year university on a pre-medical track. Wow, smart kid. That's Carson Resnicek. Today's Meet the Go Hawk. I'll tell you one thing I wasn't thinking about when I was in high school. Pre-med. You wouldn't want me to be pre-med. I'm fine. This is the height of my intellectual abilities. I'm nowhere near where Mr. Resnicek is. Cale Myers warming up. Pardon me, that's not Cale Myers. Pitching change. Cannon Shackleton is on the mound. Moving from his shortstop spot. He's a right-hander. I was doing Meet the Go Hawk. Didn't notice that they did make that change. They needed to make that change as Myers is way off. Shackleton has thrown 8 1/3 innings. His ERA is 2.52. Opponents bat 172 against him. He struck out 10, but he's also walked 10. And he'll be facing Abram Rage, who leads off the inning for the second time in a row. Pitch bounces about 50 feet from the mound, and that's a ball for sure. He's playing cricket. It's not a bad pitch. Pitch south from the knees again, 2-0 the count. Well, New Hampton started last thing up with 4 walks in a row, and that just doomed them. You can't walk 4 without giving up a big crooked number. Foul ball right at Coach Hermson, who olays it. 2-1 the count. Go Hawks go and get that ball that's beyond their dugout. And Henning is running quickly, of course, to go get that. Big curveball, swing and a miss by Rage. It was a slow curve, but it got him for the strike. By the way, Drake Wemark is over at shortstop now. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Rage is going to get to first safely as the ball bounced by the catcher. That's a wild pitch. And the Go Hawks will now have a courtesy runner for the second time today. Getting the run is Jude Landers. That brings up Sam Rose. Runner at first being held on by Mason Lane. Throw. Runner gets back in time. Can Waverly Sharrock put up 5 runs the last time they got to bat? They'd love to do that again. Ball popped up on the infield right beyond the mound, and it's caught by the pitcher for out number 1 as Sam Rose pops out. Shackleton makes the catch looking up into the sun. Nolan Foster up to bat. He walked and scored a run in that big second inning.
Number 33, Nolan Foster.
Runner at first may be going here. He's got a good lead. He's antsy. They throw to first base. He's back in time. I think Jude Landers is going to run on this at bat. Don't know if it's going to be the first pitch, but I think he's going to go. He shortens his lead. Now he takes off. Pitch a little low, and he's going to get there without needing to slide, but he slides anyway. Wasn't a very pretty slide. Landers kind of caught his knees in the turf about 15 feet away from the bag, eventually got to it. It's a 1-0 count to Foster. Do you think about bunting him over to third? No, you don't, apparently, as the curveball sweeps in there for a strike. I wouldn't mind seeing a bunt here. from Foster to move him over. Runner at second base, 1 out. Pitch low and inside, 2-1. Throw gets beyond the pitcher. Nobody moves, though, as the shortstop Wemark backs up the throw. Wemark, by the way, a really good basketball player for New Hampton. Fun kid to watch play. Pitch down the middle, called strike to Foster. Now has a 2-2 count against him, and he's going to have to swing. No chance of a bunt now. And it didn't look like the Go-Hawks wanted to bunt. Ground ball, shortstop side. Runner will advance. The throw is in time for out number 2. It worked a lot like that bunt I was wondering about. Nothing really hurt there. You move the runner. There's 2 outs. Jacob Lord up to bat. Let's see if Lord can get a ribby. Lord walked and scored a run last inning. Go Hawks lead 5-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, looking to add some more Folkridge Financial Services insurance runs. Shackleton sets, throws way outside. Bahati, the catcher, gets to it and throws it back. That ball gets by. That's why it's so important to get him over the 3rd, because if it gets by the catcher, Jude will score for sure from 3rd. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind that it'll score if it gets by. Curveball's way outside. It was outside and spun even further out. 2 outs in the inning. Lord wants to make this a long at-bat. The longer the at-bat, bigger the chances of a mistake happening. Pitch low, blocked by the catcher. Bahati is earning his keep right now. The count is 3-0. Lord had a 4-pitch walk his last time up. He could do that again. He won't, though, as there's a strike called. Lord did not offer and should not have offered. 3-1 now to Jacob Lord. Let's see if he can swat one home. The pitch. Low, ball 4. Another walk for Lord, and that brings up Ethan Hennings, who popped up to first base his last time at the bats.
After the walk, that'll bring up to the plate for the Go Hawks. Number 8, Ethan Hennings.
Field turfed infield. Ethan Hennings up to bat with runners at the corners and 2 outs. He's the 9-hitter, but kind of that double leadoff guy in the 9 spot. His batting average is not spectacular, but when he does get on, he is a real threat. Catcher making signals. You have things you can do. You can not throw. You can throw all the way down. You can cut the throw. You can fake the throw and throw down to 3rd. There's just so many things you can do. You can cut it with the first, with the you can be shortstop or second baseman, or cut it with the pitcher. Ball flared into right field. This one is not going to drop. It's caught by Robertson. Runners stranded. Hennings is out number 3. The Hawks still lead 5-2. We'll be back for the 4th inning. You're listening to Game 1 of our doubleheader on the K-Way Sports Network.
Hi, this is Adam with Folkridge Financial Strategies. Life is busy with kids, activities, work, and that much-needed vacation. Who has time to think about retirement and life insurance? Well, we do at Folkridge Financial Strategies, and we'll worry about your insurance coverage and your retirement plan so you can get back to living your busy life. Come see us here at 410 West Bremer Avenue. Folkridge Financial Strategies.
Honey, what are you eating? Get out of there. We don't eat dog food. If you've got kids and a dog, then that probably sounds familiar. But why are you feeding your dog something you're afraid your kids will also eat? Shop for your dog food at the Scoop Feed and Supply at the corner of Wagner Road and Airline Highway in Waterloo for the best food for your dogs from Victor, Exclusive, Signature, and From, and more. At the Scoop Feed and Supply, they're proud to carry the best food to keep your dog healthy and happy for many years to come. So if you're serious about your dog's health and well-being, get their food from the experts at the Scoop Feed and Supply in Waterloo today. The Scoop Feed and Supply. They feed everything but humans.
You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network, K-Way Country, AM 1470, and the new FM 96.3.
Well, 1 hour into this game, it's 5-2 Go Hawks with the lead as the top of the 4th inning brings up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the New Hampton Chickasaws at Shackleton, Bahati, and Robinson. Gandon Shackleton reached on a fielder's choice last time. He's the pitcher in the game. Not the pitcher of record, though, in the game for New Hampton. Left-hander Chance Key throws low, ball 1. Key had a 4-batter at-bat and then a perfect inning in back-to-back innings in the second and third inning after having a tough 6-batter first inning where he gave up 2 runs. One of them not earned, though. Pitch hits the outside corner. Nice delivery. 1-1 count. So count 1-1 during this inning. By the way, we'll take a look at the latest Iowa High School Baseball Coaches Association rankings in the 4 classes. Ground ball softly hit to the first base side. It's going to be close to being fair or foul. Dewey gets it and then tags the runner on his way to the base. 3 unassisted in your book, and there's 1 up, 1 down. That brings up Bahati, who flew out to center field his last time up. In Class 4A, Johnson is number 1, Waukee second, Iowa City High third, Urbandale fourth, Dowling Catholic is fifth. In the 6th spot, Cedar Falls, followed by Waukee Northwest, Cedar Rapids Prairie, Sioux City East is 9th, and West Des Moines Valley rounds out the top 10 in Class 4A. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th inning. Go Hawks lead by 3 runs here in this hugely important Northeast Summer Conference doubleheader. They'll play a big one here and then be back here Friday against Decorah as there's a whiff on the first pitch to Bahati. Count 0-1. Fans chattering down below watching the boys play. Next pitch, just tapped. Went straight back to the catcher, Rage, who kind of feels that a little bit. Umpire's going to throw it on his second. Rage takes one knee and looks to his pitching coach, Malcolm Newell. Home plate umpire's going to clean a clean plate. You get out some Lysol and just scrub that thing, because there's never a dirty plate here, Ertl. But letting the catcher, Abram Rage, catch his breath a little bit after taking a pitch in a sensitive spot. Counts 0-2. Here's the delivery. High. Count 1-2. That's a good pitch. It's out of the zone, but you've switched the eye level. Now come back right at the knees. You've got the eyes up. Now put the eyes back down. It's tough to switch eye levels as a batter, and I think that's what Chance Key did very effectively there. Watch him to go right at the knees. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, foul down. That's exactly what Key was trying to do. But Bahati has a BG swing and stays alive. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. Go Hawks in the field, up 5-2. Matt Ray here with you. Harm Stadium at Hurdle Field. Pitch outside, 2-2. Don't want to waste too many if you're Chance Key. See some young kids in the stands. It's good to see young kids here. My kids were here earlier. They went back home because, they're little. You got to eat some supper. Go to bed here in a little while, but here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Balls drop the throw to first in time. That'll bring up Ty Robinson, who walked his last time up. But back to young kids. You want kids to fall in love with games. You can't fall in love with a game you never watch and you never play. And these boys don't realize the superstars they are to those waist-high kids. I mean, they think that these kids are the big time. Pitch high, 1-0. And I think it's good for kids, these high school kids, to remember that they are the role models for a lot of these little ones watching. They want to wear their cap the way this guy does, put their pants on, either showing socks or not, the way this guy does. Pitch outside, 2-0. And when you have kids at games, you have a program. You have a program. That's such an important part of having a program, is having the young kids not only playing, but watching and dreaming of one day being a Go Hawk, or for New Hampton to be a Chickasaw. Here's the 2-0. Pitch high, 3-0. Iowa High School Baseball Coaches Association rankings in Class 3A look like this. Dubuque Wallards number 1, Grinnell's 2, Davenport Assumption 3, Xavier 4, Western Dubuque sits in the 5 spot. We'll give you the rest of the class here in just a little bit. The 3-0, ball 4. Robinson for the second time today takes his base. Peyton Anderson will be up now. He popped up a bunt to the pitcher last time. The 6th-ranked team in Class 3A is Marion. Lewis Central 7th, Clear Creek Amana 8th, Center Point Urbana 9th, and North Polk is 10th. Carlisle Independent, Sioux City Bishop Elin, West Delaware, and Waverly Shark all received votes but are not ranked. Waverly Shark and West Delaware had both been ranked at one point in the season. Pitch high, ball 1 to Anderson. And if you're Chansky, you just got to go right at him. Go attack him. No need to screw around with the 8-9 guys. Just go get them. Waverly Shark leading 5-2 here in the top of the 4th. Runner with a small lead. Pitch high, 2-0. Didn't miss by a ton, but he's high. And Key's got to finish his throws better. That turf field down below us has that orange Wartburg W back behind home plate before the box seats and the stands behind it. Pitch right down Cherry Street, strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Speaking of Cherry Street, was at Shell Rock for some T-ball yesterday. Amazing. Those same kids playing T-ball in a few years will be doing this. That's wild. The development of these kids, incredible. Pitch out outside, 3-1. You can't get them to stop playing in the dirt and focus long enough to even attempt to throw it to first base. And then just a few short years later, and every parent will tell you their short years later, they're out here throwing in the 80s and hitting pitches that are painting corners or turning 2. Count is 3-1. Runner at first base with a small lead. They throw over there. It gets by Dewey. Runner's going to take off. Dewey kind of held him down. Dewey held the tag down even though the ball wasn't there, so he could kind of locate the ball. So he holds the tag down. The runner stays there while Dewey's kind of looking around going, okay, where's the ball? You could call something an umpire that, but that's not a bad idea by Dewey. A little acting there. First base coach is shouting, go, 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 the whole time. So it's not like there's no way you can know what's happening. So runner in second base after the wild throw over to first base. It was such a short lead at first. There was no need to throw that ball. Counts 3-1. Now Chansky's just got to get the batter. He sets, throws, outside ball 4. So he's walked the 7 and 8 hitters after retiring the first 2. 2 outs, Aiden Robinson up to bat. Robinson popped up a bunt his last time at the plate.
After the walk, I'll answer the plate. Number 11, Aiden Robinson.
Robinson looking over Coach McDonald. Gives him the signal. Probably just hit, buddy. But be patient because there's been back-to-back walks. And the 9-hole hitter waiting for the delivery from Chance Key. Way high. Key's got good velocity. Just missing the zone here. He's been inconsistent finding the zone in the 2 appearances I've seen him have. If you can get more consistency, look out, because he is a guy with some great stuff and a lot of confidence. 1-0. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Check swing. He did not go. Ball 2. Outside. Mohawk fans looking a little anxious now as the 9-hitter trying to get aboard the top of the lineup is waiting behind Mr. Robertson. Key kicks, fires high, ball 3. No action in the Go Hawk bullpen, in case you're wondering. 5-2, the Go Hawks lead here in the top of the 4th. They're an out away from getting out of this inning, but Robertson is a ball away from loading the bases and bringing the top of the order to the plate for Coach McDonald's team. The 3-0. Low, ball 4. I heard a fan ask where that was. It's not the umpire's fault. Key's just not finding the zone. Coach Malcolm Newell will go out there to chat with his pitcher. And, the baseball is a tough sport. There's a lot of intensity all the time. And I asked Coach B.J. Hermson, who keeps it fun for you?
It was a grind last week. Really tough teams this week. Who keeps it fun for you guys?
We try to keep it a little light, both during the weekend and for games. At the same time, there's some learning points that we need to start. Our JV team has 4 doubleheaders this week, so they're going to be busy this week, and obviously the varsity guys, we have to practice one to figure things out that we need to work on.
Right now, the United States is loaded 2 out. We marked over 2, but he did reach on the air and also brought it up the first. He can't put it on the field 4 times like that. He can't finish objectively on his first strike. It's off the plate. He'll try to yank it in there, but if he puts the ball on home plate official, that ball goes out of the umpire made the right call. Jansky's just got to find the zone. He's got to let you guys behind you help you. Next pitch will go 2-0. Remember what happened at back shot. Really hurt the Hawks, but 2 walks. Not taking up the run in this inning, but if they walk one more, obviously it will score at least 1. Pitch right down Bremer Avenue, strike 1 as Wemark was taken all the way. See if Jansky can get even. He throws from the lineup. The back full of Chickasaw, so it'll be off on the track of the back. Pitch. Now, get down. Now it's 2-2. One pitch gets you out of this. It's a tough spot, but one pitch gets you out of this. If you're the Bullhawks, it deserves a 3-run advantage. 2-2 count. Runners everywhere with good leads. Jansky staring in at rage. Lines, kicks, delivers, backdoor called. Strike 3. Bases left loaded. No damage done to go hard.
Excited about the opportunity to serve Waverly and the greater Cedar Valley area. At the Howard Auto Center, we're committed to helping people, whether that means new or pre-owned vehicles or family business, or having our service department help keep your current vehicle on the road. Let us help you get there at Dale Howard Auto Center in Waverly.
Your wedding day will be beautiful and hectic. Sunrise Catering in Waverly believes you shouldn't have to worry about the catering on your big day. Sunrise Catering will handle everything, whether you have a formal sit-down or buffet-style meal. From paper and linens to silverware and china, Sunrise Catering will get it done. Plus, the food is amazing. Call Beth for reservations, 279-4089. You'll have plenty to think about on your wedding day. Catering won't be one of them when you trust Sunrise Catering in Waverly.
5-2 to go Hawks lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The song Thriller was playing, and it was a scary top of the 4th for the Go Hawks. Got out of the jam, and now they've got the top of the lineup too against Gannon Shackleton, the right-hander. Bryson Graven leads things off. He had a fly out to center field and a single and a run scored. So he's been swinging the bat very well in this game against the Pegasus. First pitch, down the middle for a strike. Kind of surprised that Graven didn't just pounce on that ball. By the way, this half inning, we'll take a look at the Class 2A and 1A rankings. Airball inside. The rankings just came out yesterday, the new ones did. They try to do them every Monday from the Ottawa High School Baseball Coaches Association. That's the most trusted rankings for baseball, and I don't use anybody else. Pitch high to Graven. Leads off in for WSR. Dylan Stockdale is on deck in the circle waiting. Pitch outside. Ooh, that did not miss by much. Just outside. I thought it was going to hit the corner. 3-1 to Graven. The Hampton fans asking themselves where that one missed, and I'm not exactly sure. Pitch outside, ball 4. Graven goes to first. Ball goes all the way to the backstop. And the runner was thinking about taking second. The Graven with the leadoff walk that brings it Dylan Stockdale. Last two in the rankings have Van Mueller number 1, followed by Esterville Lincoln Central. Corinda's third, 34th, Myers is up in fifth, but Marshall fifth in a race of second. Jackson eighth, and North Christian ninth, and King is ranked 10th. Stockdale popped up to the second baseman and then stroked his single from his center last time up an RBI. RBI single, right? Last time he was up to bat. Runner at first base, held on. Now takes the lead in this Graven. He went off from his way. Stockdale using that white bat. Steps out of the box, looks over at coach, and then gets back in. DJ the Royals lead 5-2. Ball hit into center field, coming up to make the dive and miss the catch is McShane. That's a single. They'll make it a double for Stockdale. Runners at second and third. Good idea by Brayden McShane. I think he did the right thing by diving for that. He just didn't get in on it. He's running straight in on a ball, hit into center field, and just misses it. Once he misses it, he's got to go up and get by him. If he doesn't dive for that, Carson Graven might have scored because Graven was having a worry about him catching it. It was really close to McShane, so I like the effort. Just going to work out for him, and Chance Keene is up to that. And an opportunity to help out his cause. He's 1 for 2 with a single. A fly ball. That fly ball, though, did advance the runner. Ball fouled into the Go Hawk dugout on the third base side. Hot potato, guys. Nobody out, runners at second and third as Graven walked and then Stockdale got a double. 380 to straightaway center, 360 to down the power alley, 340 down the lines as Key watches one high, one and one to count. Chance Key, the only high school kid that I can remember in my so you can hit it to any part of this ball diamond, which is saying a ton. 380. Oh. Pitch low, blocked by the catcher, 3-1. Bahati had to slide to his right and trap that ball. 3-1 count for Chance Key. He's only thinking about a strike zone about the size of a beach ball. Ball 4, and he'll take his base. First base was unoccupied. That brings up Corbin Dewey, who's got grand salami dreams, I'm sure. Corbin Dewey that had a home run on the year. Courtesy runner at first base. Now, Lance Myers. The base is full of Go-Hawks. Nobody out. Corbin Dewey up the back. Dewey, one of the 3 Go-Hawks that has a round tripper on the season. Shackleton, probably a little tense. I would be. Pitch high and away, ball 1 to Dewey. Go-Hawks lead 5-2, and Coach McDonald is going to come out and check with his pitcher, maybe make a change. I'm not sure that he will. I doubt that he will, in fact. Class 1A rankings look like this. Remsen St. Mary's is number 1. Mason City Newman second. North Lynn is third. Those are 3 really good teams. New Hampton fourth. Lansing Key fifth. Lisbon sixth. Don Bosco seventh. We've seen Don Bosco on the K-Way Sports Network, and they have been dominant. South Winneshiek is 8th. Ankeny Christian is 9th. And Sigourney rounds out the top 10. Many people are confused on Sigourney. Sigourney and Kyoto, 2 different schools. They're just combined for baseball. The Savage Cobras, they are. They're probably the most famous school being the Sigourney running a football team. And people think of them always as Sigourney Craven on the mound is over, and we're back to action. Bases loaded. Craven at third, Stockdale at second, and the courtesy runner, Lance Myers, at first. It's a 1-0 count to Big Corbin Dewey, the right-hander. Boy, wouldn't it be fun to watch him send one. Pitch low and away. 2-0. I remember at Forest City, I believe his freshman year, he had a bases clearing triple, if I remember right. It was a double or triple. One of the first super exciting plays from young Corbin Dewey. Pitch low, 3-0 the count. So he's a kid that can make the carousel move. Count is 3-0. He should not swing. Should not swing here. Pitch outside, pitch, walk. For the second time today, a Go Hawk run walks in, and the bases are juiced for Abram Rage. And Coach McDonald's going to make a pitching change. It's a Waverly Tire Company pitching change. When you need to change your tires or even repair your tires, trust the people that treat you like family. Waverly Tire Company is so fast, they might just get you in and out before we come back from this Waverly Tire Company pitching change. Coach McDonald has the ball. Going to see who he makes the change to, but we'll be back right after this. 5-2, Go Hawks lead. Bases loaded. They're up 6-2 are the Go Hawks as we have a Waverly Tire Company pitching change on the K-Way Sports Network.
Good luck, Go Hawks. From Johnston Financial Services. Johnston Financial Services at 116 West Kramer Avenue in Waverly. Call them at 352-5938. Securities offered through First Heartland Capital Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Johnston Financial Services, LLC, is not affiliated with First Heartland Capital Incorporated. When it comes to investing, start with Johnston Financial Services, LLC.
Because CUSB Bank is excited to be part of the Waverly and Shell Rock communities. We're proud to serve the former Security State Bank customers and invite the community to check out our enhanced products and services while working with the same familiar faces. Stop in our Waverly and Shell Rock locations or online at CUSB.com. CUSB Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Our score is 6-2 as the Go Hawks scored 5 in the second. They've got 1 so far here in the bottom of the fourth. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Waverly Tire Company pitching change brings in right-hander junior Peyton Anderson, who's got 2 innings pitched. No earned runs. He struck out 2, walked 4. So he must have got out of a jam. Didn't give up a run. It just was not earned in his 2 innings of pitch. Again, that's Waverly Tire Company pitching change, and Abram Rage is now to bat. Rage has reached both times. He walked and scored a run with his courtesy runner in the second inning. He struck out but reached his last time up on a drop third strike. But again, nobody out, and the base is full of Go Hawks, who lead 6-2. Pitch bounces 50 feet from the rubber, and that is a big-time ball. Easy to call for the home plate umpire. And the base is full of Go Hawks, nobody being held on. Pitch hits the inside corner. Strike 1. Anderson does not have a lot of velocity. That should do Rage a favor, though. Rage, one of those guys, he's kind of waiting for something to get him in the groove hitting this year. Whoa, an Eva's pitch over the head of Rage. Slipped out of the hands. I don't know if that's supposed to be a curve and just slipped out, little butterfinger throw. But again, if Rage gets something he likes, I like to see him turn on it. Pull it down the left field line. There it is. Pops it up on the infield, though. On the first base line, the pitcher, Anderson, makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 out, base is still loaded. Sam Rose up to bat. Rose is 0 for 1, but he did walk and score a run back in that lively second inning for the Go Hawks.
Number 10, Sam Rose.
If you're the Go Hawks, you can pounce on New Hampton and turn this game into a blowout pretty quick if you can just get a couple of timely hits. Right now it's 6-2 Waverly Shell Rock. Pitch low. 1-0 now to Rose. A 1-0 count. Bases full of Go Hawks. Pitch misses inside. 2-0 now to Rose. It's going to be picky. Going to be picky like a 4-year-old finding an onion in his McDonald's hamburger. Pitch low. 3-0. This is where Rose should be thinking walk. Got to think walk here. I know you don't usually want to have that mentality, but I think he should. Ball 4. Ball 4 and another run waltzes in for the Go Hawks as Dylan Stockdale had a double earlier this inning. Strolls home. It's now 7-2.
After the walk, that'll bring up.
That brings up Nolan Foster.
Number 33, Nolan Foster.
Foster, the DH, hitting for Hopert in right field. He's walked, scored a run, and grounded out to shortstop. 1 out in the inning, bases still loaded. Ball hit in the right field. That's going to drop. It drops. Sliding feet first was the right fielder who then drops it. Everybody moves one spot. Going to call that a hit because that would have been a tough play. Chance Keys, courtesy runner Lance Myers comes in to score. Everybody else moves one spot because in right field, Robertson's going for the ball, but he slides feet first. And he's got to make that thigh-high catch, and it just isn't made, but it drops out. It's now 8-2 Go Hawks. Jacob Lord up to bat, the 8th hitter of the inning. Good one to hit, fouls it away over towards the dry run on the first base side. 8-2. Well, you know what? If Lord can find himself scoring, the Go Hawks on the side. It spins away. Outside 1-1. You don't often get a chance to pin a run in Hampton. Again, they're not there. They got a ways to go. But take advantage of that. Because when Hampton's a good enough team, they can come back on. Never feel comfortable against a bigger foul. Still in the center field. Back to back. Flagging up the third, and scoring is Corbin Dewey. A sacrifice fly for Jacob Lord, and the Go Hawks get another Frederick Financial Services insurance run. It's 9-2 Go Hawks. Help ensure your family's future by calling Frederick Financial Services. Good swing by Jacob Lord. Ethan Hennings up the bat. He's popped up to first base and thrown out to right field. Runners at first and second. They might double a steal here. With the 9-hitter, get themselves in a scoring position. Pitch low and away. Ball 1. Clouds hanging overhead. Blue skies in the distance. Lights not yet on here at Hurdle Field. Pitch low. Runners full take off the throw to third base. Not in time. Rose slides. And it's safe. 2-0. Runners at second and third. One string in the back that scored 2 runs. A 2-0 count. First base unoccupied. The runners may get it out on the second back. Well, hit on the ground. Short side. The throw is in time. 2 stranded to the Go Hawks.
Proud to support Waverly Shellrock High School athletic events is Waverly Box and Pallet. Good luck, Go Hawks, this season from Waverly Box and Pallet.
Every field is the perfect field to plant Wiffles hybrids. Jeff Friend Seed Company in Waverly. So if you're looking for crops, ideal. Jeff Friend Seed Company with Nurturing Seeds and Wiffles hybrids.
This is Greg Stockdale. Visit our championship team at Rolling Ford. Like the Go Hawks, the staff at Rolling Ford is dedicated, skilled, and will go above and beyond for you. Whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle or servicing your vehicle, trust the championship team at Rolling Ford. Good luck, Go Hawks, from all of us at Rolling Ford in Shell Rock.
We get you rolling, Rolling Ford.
9 9-2. Waverly Shell Rock with the lead. Chance Key still on the mound for the Go Hawks. They'll be facing Lane, Myers, and McShane, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to begin this 5th inning. As the Go Hawks looking pretty good here tonight offensively. Defensively, they got themselves into some jam. I mean, the bases were loaded last inning, but they got out of it. Let's see if Chance Key can have his second perfect inning of the game and then give his team a chance to possibly end the game early in the next half inning. Mason Lane leading things off. Pitch outside as curveball did not find the back door. 1-0 the count. Chance Key hiding his eye-blacked face behind his glove. Pitch low. 2-0. In the chatter below me, good to hear from the fans. Pitch inside, 3-0 now to Mason Lane. Be huge for Chance Key to get a win when he just does not have his best stuff. And he'd probably tell you he doesn't have his best stuff. But it'd be nice to see the Go Hawks get the win despite the fact that Key's not up to his normal standards. Next pitch finds the strike zone. I'm not saying he's bad. I just know what good and on point Chance Key looks like. And it's spectacular. Here's the 3-1. Pitch finds the inside corner. Full count now after falling down 3-0. Let's see if Chance Key can climb the ladder and get just his third. He may get 4th strikeout of the game. He's got 3, 2 forwards K, 1 backwards. Payoff pitch. Ground ball, second base side. Rose charges. Throws, and there's the outs. 1 up, 1 down. That brings up Cale Myers. Myers is 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a ground out. The shortstop. From the Northeast Southern Conference, the Go Hawks are the only undefeated team. They're 6-0. Decorah nipping at their heels at 5-1. And those two will play on Friday for a doubleheader. New Hampton not far behind with a 4-2 conference record. And then the bottom 3 are a little more in front of the Chelsea. A 2-4 record. Marcon 1-5. And Clutch with 0-6. Ground ball. Hits by Key. Touches it. Rose picks up, goes to first. That's a 1-4-3 put out. Chance Key was reaching for it, and in fact, I probably would have liked to see him just let that go by. It's hard to tell if not to go get a baseball, but he stabs the leather at the ball, knocks it down. Sam Rose wonderfully stays with the ball, picks the ball up from the turf, goes to first, and you've got yourself a 1-4-3 put out. Back-to-back grounders to the second base side. 2 outs, nobody aboard as Braden McShane up bat. He's got a single and a strikeout today. Swing and a miss on the edge baseball. That was kamikazeing straight down. Good pitch there by Key. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Top of the 5th inning. Stretch himself in the 5th. First one for delivery. Ball whipped in the air, left field. Stuck to Alma running to the gap and makes the grab. The Go Hawks lead 9-2. We'll be back after the stretch on the Kiwi Sports Network.
Nothing can be as important as keeping your home properly heated this winter. And if your LP gas tank is oil, you're assured that running off of LP will never be a problem. Dillable Oil is there when you need them 24 hours a day. All the LP and pure oil needs. Call the professionals at Dillable Oil at 319-352-3437 or stop in and visit with them at 600 West Primer Avenue, Waverly. For home heating fuels, it's Dillable Oil in your place.
Dell Service Auto Repair and Towing in Waverly is here to call for your full range of automotive services to keep your car running smoothly. Dell Service offers quick oil changes, full mechanic services, including custom exhaust, tune-ups, brakes, alignments, suspension service, air conditioning service, and more. Stop by today for a free estimate. Dell Service also has 24-hour towing and 24/7 roadside assistance. Call 830-3081 in case of emergency. For exceptional auto repair in Waverly, Dell Service Auto Repair and Towing, call today.
in the right-handed hurler. The Hawks get 3 runs in this inning. They could end it early. Now, that's not an easy thing to do. Just keep that in your mind. The ball bounces home. We'll know to Graven. Olafog back behind us. Try home. Those sounds of summer. That sounds similar. Thing in the back. Marshall Graven would love to hear that sound on the next pitch. Pitch outside. Reno now. Too many walks in Hampton. They've only committed 1 error in history. Too many walks. Reno finds the inside corner for a strike. Laps remain. Fifth laps in the game, and this is just the beginning of the inning. Next time the outside corner, full count now. It's Graven is winning on the block there. Good call though. Count is full. Now big swing and miss on the curveball. Strike 3. So bring up Dylan Stockton. Stockton is 2 for 3 this game. Back up on the infield. A single, a double, and a run score.
Number 4, Dylan Stockdale.
1 out, nobody on. Flag not moving at all in center field. No trains moving by. Get to have that experience this season with the train coming on. Probably will sometime tonight as the pitch flutters out of the zone outside, 1-0. Get Matt Ray here with you on K-Way Country, AM 1470, FM 96.3. All fouled back. 1-1, and again, New Hampton fans, welcome. The big guy retiring after this baseball season, I hear. Be weird not seeing him at different ball games in all sports. Curveball hit up the middle on the ground. That's a single, and the 3rd hit of the game for Dylan Stockdale. So a Go Hawk runner is aboard. Chance Key up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a fly out to center, and a walk and a run scored. This fly out to center was not a sac fly, but it did move a runner.
Number 25, Chance Key.
The outfield backing up. Coach McDonald reminding them it's a big boy. Open stance for Key. Stockdale starts to take his lead, and they throw over to first base. He gets back. Stockdale in a friendly competition with all the Go Hawks, especially Ethan Hennings for most steals on the team. You know he wants it. Pitch in the dirt. The turf, I should say. Stockdale goes to second. 3. The ball goes in the outfield. Stockdale could have thought about going to third on that, but the ball wasn't far enough by Weemark at shortstop, and so he just plays it safe with 1 out in the inning. 1-0, the count to Chance Key. Stockdale will get a big lead here, be held on by the second baseman. He can get a bigger lead. Inside pitch, fouled, just tapped by Chance Key. Key using that yellow bat, gold, I guess, would be the better descriptor. Got white spikes on with the white pinstripe jerseys and black socks showing. My favorite jerseys for the Go Hawks. Pitch inside, hits Key. They're not going to let him take first base, though, because he didn't get out of the way. They called a strike. They called a strike on him, saying he leaned in, so that's a strike. They say he leaned his elbow in, and that ball would have curved in. Not a bad call by the umpire. Chance Key was hanging that elbow out there. It's the second time in as many games as I've seen Chance Key get hurt but not get rewarded. Well, you know he's going to be swinging hard. He'll be mad here. Ball gets by the catcher just a little bit. Stockdale slides in safely at third. You don't have to give him much for him to take the whole 90 feet. 2-2 count, 1 out, runner at third. Chance Key, who was hit, but it was called a strike against him, is up to bat. Got that arm shield. He's just not afraid to dangle it. Ball popped up first base side. This is tough. First baseman will make the grab in foul territory. And if he was spun around, if his back was to home plate, you would take off if you're Stockdale. But Mason Lane was able not only to get out there and make the catch, but had the awareness to make the catch in a way where he was facing the correct direction to keep the runner at third. That's a really smart play by the first baseman. As Corbin Dewey's up to bat, he's 0 for 2, but he did have a walk and scored his last time up. The Hawks have not scored yet in this inning as Stockdale stuck at third base with 2 outs. Pitch low, gets by the catcher. Stockdale, though, can't go because the ball bounces straight to the right of Ahadi, and the good no-go by Stockdale. 1-0 the count. Go Hawks lead 9-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Corbin Dewey is the batter against Peyton Anderson of the Chickasaws of New Hampton. He sets below his belt, throws, and that ball is left high. 2-0. Wasn't terribly high, but high enough to be called a ball. See a lot of fans and coaches of different sports here. See Coach Mark Hubbard sitting in the bleachers. Pitch low, 3-0. Watch some of the football boys practicing yesterday. Let's take the dog on a walk. Giving my friend Cale Miller, one of the linemen, a hard time as he dropped a pass his way when they're just playing catch. But the football team should be great again. Pitch high, ball 4. Dewey takes his base. Abram Rage up to bat. Rage is 0 for 2, but he's reached twice. He's walked and scored a run with his courtesy runner, and then reached on a drop third strike, and then also popped up to the pitcher. Yeah, Go Hawk activities. They're good at just about everything. Pretty remarkable run they've been on in all sports. Chickasaws have not given up a run yet in this inning, but the Go Hawks are threatening with 2 outs in the frame. Dewey dives back to first. The throws. Excuse me. The throw went to Dewey and was dropped by Lane. It was just stuck between Dewey's legs. Lane's trying to pick the ball up off the turf, and Stockdale very alertly comes home. That ball was sitting right next to first baseman, and he knew it was going to throw. That's smart base running. Ground ball, third base side. Fielded. The throw from corner to corner is in time. So how big was scoring by Stockdale there because an out came was really next pitch. 10-2 to Go Hawks lead. 5 innings back. We'll be back with the 6th after this on the K-Way Sports Network.
Mom, I don't feel good. My throat hurts. I think I caught the bug going around the office.
Hi, honey, just rolled her ankle at her game.
For an appointment, our experienced nurse practitioners and physician assistants are ready to help with those unforeseen sprains, strains, and sniffles. Located on 9th Street Southwest in Waverly, Iowa, the is everything you needed. Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointments are needed. You can even check in online at waverlyhealthcenter.org/check-in. Convenient, comprehensive, and the care you need close to home. The walk-in clinic at Waverly Health Center. Big city care, small town comfort.
After 5 innings of baseball, the Go Hawks lead 10-2 as Chance Key still on the mound for Waverly. Shellrock will be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters of New Hampton. Again, 10-2 the score. The Go Hawks were down 2-0 at one point. They've scored 10 unanswered. And New Hampton's Gannon Shackleton up to bat. He's 0 for 2 with the fielder's choice and a ground out to the first baseman, Dewey. Shackleton is a right-hander, so he's been behind just about everything here tonight, hitting it to the right side of the infield against left-handed pitcher Chance Key. First pitch, low and away, 1-0. In a doubleheader here tonight. Big-time doubleheader all the time when these two squads face off. Swing and a miss on some fast action on the inside. Chansky, fastball, slurve, and changeup are the 3 pitches he uses. Mostly fastball slurve. Still trying to gain control with that changeup. Ball popped out of play over the net behind home plate. Gets over the New Hampton fans sitting in the bleachers. In bleachers here at Harm Stadium, and then those also chairback box seats straight behind home plate. Great renovation done by Warwick College here. What a great place to watch baseball. Pitch down the middle, called strike 3. Ring him up, sir. The 5th strikeout for Chance Key.
Number 1, that'll bring to the plate.
Brings up Bahati. Bahati's 0 for 2 with a fly out to center field and a strikeout swinging in the ball game. Chance Key going from the windup with 1 out and nobody aboard here in the top of the 6th inning. Key winds, kicks, fires. Strike 1 called right at the kneecaps of Bahati. Good pitch. Fairly well centered and right at the kneecaps. The Hawks feeling pretty comfortable. Ground ball, the shortstop hit firmly, but Craven will make the throw, and there's the out. Pretty firmly hit, but Craven there to make the play. And then the long stretch by Dewey. 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Ty Robinson, who's not had an official at bat. He's walked both times.
Out number 2, that'll bring to the plate for the Chickasaws. Number 4, Ty Robinson.
Gonna bet Chance Key doesn't walk him a 3rd time. Key seems to be locked in. Strike called right down Bremer Avenue. So Key jumps ahead in the count 0-1. Give him 2 outs and nobody on. Chance Key from the wind. Misses outside as Rage has to reach for that. One count now. The top of the 6th inning, go Hawks up by 8 runs. Pitch outside. Boy, that had a lot of movement on it. Stayed outside, but it moved a lot side to side. It wasn't near the zone, but it would have gone behind a left-hander and then moved all the way to, not being all that bad of a pitch, though a clear ball. The 2-1 swung on and missed on a fastball to Robinson. Count even 2-2. Can Chance Key have back-to-back perfect innings? He put him down in order last inning. Let's see what he can do here in the 6th as Chance Key with a 2-2 count. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Looks into Rage for the sign, gets it, and throws. Strike 3 called on the quarter of the 6th. Strikeout for Key. And the 3rd out of the inning. Go Hawks lead 10-2. 2 runs, but in this one early. Let's see what happens in the bottom of the 6th on the K-Way Sports Network.
We are family.
Hey kids, can we give the singing a little break? It's a long way till we get to the hotel, and since we got our new quiet and comfortable riding tires from Waverly Tire Company, you don't need to sing so loud. And since Waverly Tire Company took the time to find out exactly how we use the car, we got a great set of tires that should last longer, and I even saved a little money so we can stay an extra day on vacation.
Yay!
I've got a feeling we're going to spend a little more time in the car this summer, so let's find something else to do instead of singing.
Are we there yet? Yeah, are we there yet?
Hold on. How does that go again?
We are family.
Visit Waverly Tire Company across from Dollar Tree on 4th Street South today to make sure you save money and get the best tires to keep your family safe this summer. Because at Waverly Tire Company,
we are family.
Go Hawks 10, Chickasaws 2 here in game 1 of a double-header. Matt Ray with you as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due for Waverly Shark against Peyton Anderson. That means Sam Rose will lead things off. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to the pitcher. He's also walked twice and scored once. If the Go Hawks can get 2 runs in this inning, they'll end it early. Otherwise, they'll have to just defend the Chickasaws one more time to get this win in game 1. Bunt shown, pulled back. The ball bounced well in front of the plate, 1-0. In the field turf infield. It's been long enough now that most of these kids probably don't even remember when this thing was natural grass. Pitch inside. Rose wears it and will take his base. Okay. Rose stopped. Like, are you not going to give me first base like you did to Key? Looked over and waited, and he does get first base. Brings up Nolan Foster. Foster's 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out, a walk, and a run scored.
That'll bring to the plate number 33, Nolan Foster.
Coach Ryan Willis takes the batting gloves of Rose and lets Rose get a big lead. They bait the throw not in time. I say bait the throw because with one of your not top pitchers on the mound, you want him to throw over to you. You should not be too worried about being thrown out by the righty. Pitch inside, just misses. Foster 1-0. The more they throw, the bigger chance they have of making a mistake. More throws, more boots. Another throw over there. And I'm a big believer in bait that throw. If you're taking up real estate in his mind, that's a big deal. And if you can make him make a mistake, it's even bigger as there's a swing and a miss by Foster. 1-1 the count. Sam Rose gets that same lead. He's not been scared into a smaller lead. Ball fouled away. The runner did take off. The ball is going to be just out of play on the first base side. Count 1-2 to Foster. A couple of young guys go over and get the baseball. Gotta love the hustle of little boys after baseball, little girls after baseball in foul territory, even though you can't keep it. Nothing cooler than getting a chance to hold one of the balls the big boys use. Counts 1-2, runner at first base, dives back. Rose continues to slide into the black pellets of the field turf. I can pounce on one here. Pitch low, 2-2. Good block there by the hottie. Crowd waiting for Nolan Foster to get the 2-2 delivery. There it is, outside. Count runs full. And Rose is doing his part at first base, making Peyton Anderson think about him. He's going to take off probably on this pitch. Does. Ball hit back up the middle. Second baseman tags his own back, throws to first. However, the first baseman is pulled. Lane couldn't get his foot back in time. So Robinson, who got the ball hit right back to him, is out at second for out number 1. And then Foster reaches on a fielder's choice. Hold on, did they just call Foster out? So did he turn towards second base side and they tag him, or? Okay, they're calling an interference at second base. So interference called on Rose. Thanks again, PA announcer, helping me figure out what happened there as I had my head down. So they call interference, and so there's 2 outs now in the inning. So 2 outs in the inning. And the Go Hawks are 3 outs away from winning this ball game, but of course Jacob Lord would like to get on. He's not had an official at bat. He's walked twice and had a sacrifice fly and scored a run. A really good performance from the 8-hole. So an interference called on the runner on his way to second as Rose was taken off, slid toward the second baseman. Small adjustment happening now on the infield for New Hampton. 10-2, Waverly Shellrock with the lead. And I asked Coach B.J. Hermson about his team's approach at the plate and how he wanted to approach batting this year.
What's your approach at the bat for these kids? And a lot of people talk about launch angle, maybe being aggressive, maybe being patient. What's your approach?
You know, early on in the count, we want the kids to be on time and put their best swings on the ball. Sometimes the best pitch you might see is the very first one. We've talked about that might be an instance where you might not see the better pitch the entire game. And so just being able to be ready for that strike one pitch, and then as you get deeper into the count, and it becomes more of a team at bat. Put something in play, see what happens, and then we kind of go from there.
Yeah, putting the ball into play, as he talks about when he gets back 2 strikes, just thinking about putting it into play. I was talking to him further after asking that question. just, in high school baseball, make them make a play, because many times high school kids make mistakes. I mean, the 14 to 18-year-old boys, as the ball is low to Jacob Lord, 1-0 the count. Sometimes there's a 19-year-old in here, but regardless of their age, they're young. And young people make mistakes. Older people make mistakes. You put it in play, you never know what's going to happen as the pitch is low, 2-0. And, I like that so much more than what we see in the major league level of just home runs and strikeouts as being the two options of what happens so often. Find it kind of boring. Pitch is low, 3-0, and that's coming from somebody who enjoys baseball. I like seeing the ball put into play. I like seeing guys having to make catches and throws and just, play the game more so than just watching. 3-0 the count to Jacob Lord. Pitch down the middle. Strike one called to Lord. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Go Hawks lead 10-2 in the first game of our doubleheader. Swing, fly ball, left field on his horse is Andrew, the left fielder who has the catch made. What a play! As that ball is hammered down the line, Jacob Lord is retired, but not for effort as Cale Myers made the grab. Wow, what a play. The Go Hawks go down in order. They lead 10-2. 3 outs separate them from a victory here in this Northeast Iowa Conference doubleheader on the K-Way Sports Network.
Attention do-it-yourselfers. Whether your to-do plans call for a quick fix-up or for a major project, stop first at Janesville Lumber. Janesville Lumber is everything you need, like tools, paint, and all the supplies to get you started. Best of all, their experts can help answer all your questions to make sure you have the right items. So before you roll up your sleeves and get to work, stop first at Janesville Lumber. Proud to support Janesville High School and community events. Janesville Lumber.
Imagine a world with slow internet, where your Netflix locks up, your podcasts won't play, and stop! That sounds unbearable. Luckily, you've got Butler Bremer Communications. In fact, we were just designated a smart rural community. This means we're a top-performing broadband provider, and with direct fiber connections and up to 200 meg download and upload speeds, you've got everything you need to work, play, and stream as much as you want online. Learn more at butler-bremer.com today.
You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network, K-Way Country, AM 1470, and the new FM 96.3.
Top of the 7th inning, some changes for the Go Hawks who lead 10-2. Chance Key leaves the mound, goes to right field. Will Sosby will play third base, and the new pitcher is Jacob Lord. The Waverly Tire Company pitching change. The senior has 8 innings pitched. His ERA is 7. Opponents bat .282 against him. He's walked 7, hit 3, and struck out 11 batters. That is right-hander Jacob Lord. First pitch, just a little high. As Peyton Anderson, the 8-hitter, will be leading things off. The Go Hawks just need 3 outs in order to get the victory and stay undefeated in Northeast Iowa Conference action. Next pitch elevated as well, 2-0. Jacob Lord, one of those very important pitchers in this Go Hawk bullpen. Also going to be a starter as he spins one down the middle for a strike. If you want to win a Northeast Iowa Conference, it's guys like Jacob Lord that are going to have to pitch well this year. His ERA is 7, but that's not who he is. He's better than that. Pitch high and tight, 3-1. And that's one thing, you see a lot of postseason tournaments for conferences. I'm a big believer that doesn't tell you who the best team is. The regular season does. Pitch the outside corner, called strike. Full count. I mean, even in major leagues, used to be the top 2 teams in each league just made the World Series. That's not as exciting. There's probably a better way of determining who the best team is in the regular season conference championship. Such a big deal. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Tip top of the zone. And Anderson got caught looking. That brings up Aiden Robertson, who's 0 for 1 with a pop-up to the pitcher on a bunt and a walk. But yeah, if you're going to win a regular season title in the conference, especially now if they have all these doubleheaders, you've got to have pitching depth. Swing and a miss. And I have advocated for a long time double elimination postseason tournaments. Play the best 2 out of 3. Play a doubleheader one day and then just be ready to play another game tomorrow if necessary in the postseason. There's no need for single elimination. Pitches low, 1-1. But I think if you did that, especially at the 3A, 4A level, okay, maybe 1A, 2A, you just got too many teams you got to get through because the classes are bigger. Pitch outside. 2-1, but at the other levels, I think it would be cool. What if you had, let's see, Waverly Shark and West Delaware playing in a postseason series? You play a doubleheader, they split. Okay, we'll come back tomorrow and do the same thing. And I just think it would be a better indicator of who's the better team. Pitch right down Cherry Street, called strike 2 to Aiden Robertson. 1 out, nobody on the bags as Jacob Lord got the 8-hitter with a strikeout. Can he get the 9-hitter the same way? He goes from the windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base side. Sosby dives, but it gets through the hole. And there is a base hit, just the second hit of the game for the New Hampton Chickasaws. Chansky threw 6 innings of 1-hit ball while striking out 6. Wasn't always the prettiest, wasn't always the easiest looking innings, but he was effective nonetheless. Didn't have the greatest control, but he gets it done, as aces tend to do. Drake Wemark up to bat. He's 0 for 3. Reached on an error back in the first inning and scored a run. Also grounded out to first base and struck out looking. Dewey holding the runner on at first, who's got all his weight back in the bag. Lord bounces it home. Rage has that ball get to the right and behind him, and the runner will take off for second base. Don't worry about the runner at second. You just got to get out if you're the Go Hawks. No need to worry too much. Go Hawks used 9 walks and a hit by pitch. So they got issued first base 10 times in this game. That's how they're leading 10-2 as the pitch is low. And yeah, the Go Hawks have 6 hits compared to New Hampton's 2. That's a big part of it as well. But if you walk 10 guys, you probably can't win. You just can't win walking 10 guys or getting first base to 10 guys. You walk 9, hit 1. Pitch inside, 2-0. Walks will kill you. Conversely, walks are like candy, You just love to get them. And you better use the sweet stuff. Pitch high, ball 4. As I'm talking about a walk, there's a walk. Runners at first and second, but, like candy, little kid's a pinata. You just run, you take advantage of that. That's what it's like when you get walks. When they get them, you just run right in there, you take advantage of it. And a walk usually turns into 1 or 2 runs per walk. Errors are about the same. Ball bounces to Rage. Mason Lane's up to bat. Go Hawk fans hoping they can just get out of this inning here and out of the game with a double play ball. The middle infield playing double play depth and holding the runner on at second at the same time. Pitch in there for a strike 1-1 to Mason Lane. I'm also going to start singing when I say his name. A little Beatles tune stuck in my head, Penny Lane. Pitch low, 2-1. 2-1 count to the 2-hitter Mason Lane with Wemark at first and Robertson at second base. 1 out in the inning, top of the 7th. Pitch down the middle, changeup got him to swing and miss. That was a big change of pace by Jacob Lord. Pitch outside. I think that's Chapin getting taped up. It looks like Chapin will be catching game 2 from the looks of it, as they're working real hard on taping him up. Can't see why they would go through all that without him playing in the next game. Payoff pitch, inside corner, called. Strike 3, second backwards K of the inning issued by Jacob Lord. And now the Go Hawks are an out away from victory as Cale Myers is up to bat. He's grounded out twice and struck out once as he's 0 for 3. Hit into that queer little 1-4-3 outs as it went off the glove of Key. Rose stayed with it and threw it to first. Runners at first and second. Really great play by Rose. Ball popped up, third base side. Will Sosby running in foul territory, running, and catching, and the game is over.